Good day, everyone, and welcome to another webinar brought to you by Crusader Sterling Pensions, a leading pension fund administrator with offices all over Nigeria. My name is Dorcas Adiola, and I'll be your moderator for today's session. We understand that this is during work hour, and so we'll keep the session brief and impactful. Today, we are discussing the theme Pensions for All, with emphasis on the foreign currency pension and the personal pension plan. These are two relatively new pension plans brought by the National Pension Commission, PENCOM, to open up pension access to almost, if not everyone, earning an income home and abroad. To do justice to this topic today, we have our own resource person from Crusader Sterling Pensions, in person of Folaromi Adedeji, our head of investment, and also Toyin Hoduola, our head of marketing directorate 2 here at Crusader Sterling Pensions. Before we go right into it, please note that we are streaming live on YouTube. And so if for any reason you get logged out of Zoom, kindly head over to our YouTube channel via Crusader Sterling Pensions or at CS Pension on YouTube to join us live. Also, as we go along, kindly drop your questions using the Q&A feature at the bottom of your screen. And for those on YouTube, you can drop your questions on the live chat. Our personnel are on ground to capture your questions towards the dedicated Q&A session after both presentations. Please, we encourage you to stay attentive and stay engaged throughout the session. And with that, please join me as I welcome our MD CEO in person of Mr. Rotimi Hadebiyi for the welcome remark. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, Dorcas, and good morning to you all. And happy joining us on this webinar series titled Pension for All, Insight into the Foreign Currency Pension and Personal Pension Plan. The Personal Pension Plan is actually the modern revamped micro pension plan. It was launched and also regulated by the National Pension Commission of Nigeria, PENCOM, designed specifically for individuals who aren't covered by the mandatory contributory pension scheme, meaning it's perfect for you if you're self-employed, artisan, freelancer, or work as a small business owner. While the foreign currency pension plan in Nigeria has become a significant option for individuals looking to hedge against inflation and currency volatility, pensions are strictly credited in Naira, but with this new reform now, we can also have pension being credited in foreign currency. We believe today we have seasoned experts who will drill further down on this topic, and I promise you all, you're better for it at the end of it all. Thank you all, and God bless. Over to you, Dorcas.
Thank you very much for the warm remarks, sir. And with that, we're getting into the crux of the matter. Like we mentioned, we know it's during your work hour, and so we want to keep the session brief, but very impactful. Okay, and so we have our first speaker, Mr. Folaromi Adedeji. He's our head of investment here at Crusader Sterling Pensions. Folaromi is a seasoned professional with over 25 years of experience spanning financial accounting, strategy, internal control, stockbroking, and investment. He holds a bachelor's degree in economics from Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, and a master's degree in economics from Lagos State University, Ojo. He's an associate member of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, ICANN, and the Chartered Institute of Stockbrokers. His core areas of expertise include strategy, stockbroking, economic analysis, and investment. Please join me as I welcome Mr. Folaromi to take us on the foreign currency pension. You have the floor, Folaromi. Over to you, please.
Good morning, all. I'm so excited to speak with us this morning. So very excited. And then shall be talking about foreign currency limited contribution fund. And then quickly, I shall be talking to us, and let's quickly look at the outline. So we're talking about introduction, rationale for this fund, introduction of this fund, target contributors, operational framework, benefits to contributors, asset allocation, and then we wrap up. Now, the National Pension Commission, PENCOM, issued the guidelines on foreign currency pension contributions in September 2025 with the objective of deepening contributory pension scheme, CPS participation, particularly by Nigerians in the diaspora, what is foreign currency pension contribution. And this refers to a pension fund where contributions, investments, and accounting are maintained in a foreign currency, usually the US dollar. And then what are the rationale? Number one rationale is the inflation protection. And so we all understand that foreign currency investments help preserve real value, particularly during periods of high domestic inflation. Number two, stability of returns. Foreign currency assets often offer more stable and predictable returns compared to volatile local markets. And then attraction of diaspora contributions. Now, many Nigerians have been away for quite some time, and they've been expecting that, how do I remit fund home? So this fund encourages Nigerians in diaspora to participate in a pension system by contributing in foreign currencies, and then a support for FX liquidity and external reserves. And who are the target contributors? Three segments. Number one segment are Nigerians living and working abroad. And the second segment are Nigerians and foreigners working in Nigeria for foreign companies, tech companies, oil and gas companies, and then international organizations who receive all or part of their remuneration in foreign currency. And then for employed and self-employed Nigerians living abroad and those working for foreign organizations in Nigeria. You may be wondering, what are the operational framework? So I have four segment here. Number one, interestingly, unlike other previous regime or other funds, which means that you can contribute on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis, and the contribution must be in US dollar. And then finally, applicable to contributors earning in any currency, however converted to US dollar. What are the contribution channels? We have, for example, for diaspora contributors, and they use NRNOA transfer to Crusader Sterling foreign currency account, or Nigerian-based contributors, and they use their domiciliary account and then transfer to Crusader Sterling foreign currency account. Then you are interested in this aspect, which is fund allocation and access. Now, upon contribution, 60% of your contribution will be available for withdrawal for contingent portion, and while 40% will be logged in until retirement. However, it's important to also know the minimum holding period will be 6 months before withdrawal. And then continuity and flexibility. Contributors locating abroad can retain their RSA without any fear, and then continue contributing in foreign currency. And then what are the benefits? Access to pension fund from age 50 or on health grounds. Benefit payment in US dollar via lump sum or program withdrawals, and then an option to convert or receive payments in Naira. This slide, I'm sure you'll be wondering, where will your funds go? So we already have an asset allocation that is structured there and approved by the regulator PENCOM. And maximum of 80% of your fund will go to FGN foreign currency denominated bonds and euro bonds, 30% to corporate foreign bonds, euro bonds, and supranational bonds. Now, for supranational bonds are organizations like World Bank, IMF, or European investment banks. And then money market instrument, 40% will go to banks that already have their criteria listed and approved by our regulator. And then 20% will go to open, closed-end, and hybrid funds, ETFs, index funds. And finally, 10% will go to global receipts. And then I like to point out that it's important that for an X amount of a dollar investment, you can earn up to 10.5%. Now, Crusader Insurance Pension has a track record of robust investment management, and this can be tested in the market. And I can tell you that you can drop your fund and then go to sleep. And then finally, as I conclude, the Foreign Currency Pension Contribution FCPC initiative has created a pathway for Nigerians living abroad and those earning foreign currency to participate in the CPS. The FCPC also safeguards contributors' retirement savings while offering flexibility, transparency, and global standard investment options. I also believe that said to onboard. Thank you for listening. God bless.
Thank you very much for that enlightening section on the foreign currency pension for Laramie. I'm sure we all would agree with me that the session answered to the theme, pensions for all. And so we encourage you to spread the word across your network of friends, family, and loved ones abroad. Let them understand that they can now earn and save for their retirement in foreign currency. Also, this is also a means for us to also diversify your income. And so beyond saving in Naira, you can now begin to save in dollars as well, like you mentioned, thereby edging against inflation. Thank you very much once again. And with that, we would be heading into the second session. But before that, please be reminded that we are streaming live on YouTube. And so if for any reason you get logged out of Zoom, kindly join us live on YouTube via at CS Pensions or search using Crusader Sterling Pensions on YouTube. Also, please continue dropping your questions using the Q&A feature just below your screen. And for those on YouTube, you can drop your questions in the live chat. Our personnel are on ground capturing your questions, which will be answered after the second presentation. And with that, we'll be having our second session. Our second speaker is Toyin Oduola, our Head of Marketing Directorate 2. She brings over 24 years of experience across marketing, human resources, business development, and corporate strategy. She holds a bachelor's degree in social studies from Ondo State University and a master's degree in industrial and labor relations from the University of Lagos. She's an associate member of the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management, CIPM, and has completed several executive programs in strategy, leadership, and business development, bringing a well-rounded and a result-driven approach to her role. Please join me as I welcome Toyin Oduola to take us on the personal pension plan. Toyin, you have the floor, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Dorcas, and good afternoon to everyone. I'm so excited to be here to be taking you through what personal pension plan is and what it entails and how it can be of advantage to your life, both at retirement and while you are still working. Personal pension plan basically is additional savings for average Nigerian. Now to my slide, which I believe everybody can see, we have a market overview. This is just few pictorial representation of what personal pension plan entails. We have the content writer there. You see the formal sector there, your average designer and the market woman. And to the outline, what is personal pension plan, features of personal pension plan, eligibility of personal pension plan, why choose personal pension plan, then how do I assess my personal pension plan? Basically, personal pension plan is a voluntary retirement savings scheme regulated by National Pension Commission and designed basically for self-employed and informal sector workers, also former employees seeking additional savings into their retirement savings accounts. Prior to this time, we have what we call micro pension plan, which is just for the average artisan out there to register and secure their future. However, this has evolved over time to personal pension plan. Personal pension plan now allow a larger coverage of Nigerians coming into retirement savings accounts. So this now embodies self-employed persons, professionals, workers in the formal sector, and even workers who have been part of formal sector and they can be part of personal pension plan. Features of personal pension plan: basically, you can register with any PFA of your choice, licensed in Nigeria, and you can also register through a designated accredited pension agent. At the moment, we only have one in Nigeria, and that is Awaba. So it's from the comfort of your home or your office, you can always register for personal pension plan. Then the contributions are flexible and also the frequency flexible. You could make payments either on a monthly basis, daily basis, or weekly basis, and you can also make payment twice a day. So it's convenient for you to make payments in order to secure your future, and your fund will be growing with us as we are investing, and we have our track record as PFA, and we know how we grow your fund very well. And under personal pension plan, we have multi-channel platform for payment. You can make payment through POS. You can make payment through the platform from the agent. You can also walk into any licensed and accredited bank by CBN to make over-counter payment. The beauty of personal pension plan is the fact that you can withdraw 50% of your contribution before retirement. That's a beauty for your house rent, for urgent need. Instead of rushing to the bank and collecting loan the interest will almost kill you, just go in for your 50% of your personal pension plan. And also, personal pension plan contributors have the flexibility of also moving their fund from one PFA to another. How do I register for personal pension plan? Through a progressive personal pension plan can open an account with us, and you can also open an account with us today. For existing RSA holders, you are not required to open another RSA account because your PIN is unique to you for life. Then what are the document requirements for personal pension plan? They are just your NIN, your passport photograph with white background, then your valid bank account, and any other document that might be required by the commission. Then harmonization of voluntary contribution with personal pension plan. Recently, some of us who are in the formal sector, we already have additional voluntary contribution as part of our personal retirement savings account to ensure that we retire the way we desire. So this is another added advantage to grow our fund faster. Aside the 18% the employer is paying for you, you can decide to say, okay, I'm going to have additional voluntary contribution. These have been moved into personal pension plan. And aside that, you can also contribute from your purse now, aside your AVC. So it is good that you do that now. And your PFAs have established processes and procedures and platform for handling this personal pension plan and reconciling it with your retirement savings account. This is secure, this is safe for you. Who are the people that can participate in personal pension plan? One, you must be a Nigerian to be part of personal pension plan. Then you must be self-employed and a professional. Then also, this is engaged in informal sector. Another personal pension plan, one of the things that makes me happy and excited more is the fact that parents and guardians can now register their children referred to as minor for personal pension plan. This could be part of your school fees for your children who are planning to go abroad. And do you can also you will be shocked that 18 years you have already raising 2 or 3 millionaires in your family. This contribution by minor will be done by the parent or the legal guardian. And at the age of 18, this will be relinquished to the owner of the account at age of 18. Retirees can also be part of personal pension plan. They might continue to participate and contribute into their personal pension plan. This is the only itch we have at the moment is the fact that you can contribute for a period of, they can collect after 5 years. This has been talked about by the pension to ensure that maybe they can withdraw 2 or 3 times within the 5 years. We are still discussing that to ensure that more retirees buy into this plan to secure their future. Then funding, you can give your bank a standing order that on monthly basis be deducting, 100,000, 10,000, 200,000, 500,000 into your personal pension plan. Then contribution can go through CBN licensed bank, like I've earlier mentioned, and the personal pension plan tax treatment is in line with personal income tax And also, without prejudice, it's the duty of every PFA, including us, to ensure that for single lodgement of 5 million naira, we have to report to financial institution. So this is just to prevent money laundering. The beauty of personal pension plan is that withdrawal within 5 years is subject to tax income, while withdrawal after 5 years is tax exempted. This is beautiful. And we remain committed to delivering competitive return and the sustainable growth on the value of your RSA. So, and we have track record of our ROI on your RSA. And so register with us today so that you can secure your future. How do I make payment? Like I mentioned, all you need to do, download the app of the agent at the moment, PenPay from our bar. Download it on your smartphone. You can also make use of payment through USSD code. You can also make use of POS readily available for average Nigerian out there. People in your comfort of your shop, in your comfort of your business and enterprise, and the marketplace. With agents are all over the place with the POS. You can make your payment. Then you can also do counter contribution via a bank. Why should you be part of personal pension plan? One, this is an income that will eradicate poverty at your old age for you. Then the tax is flexible. The payment is also flexible. It guarantees that at old age, you have something to fall back on. It also guarantees that you will be able to retire the way you desire because you have regular income at old age. The flexibility of payment and savings is also good for you. It's also safeguarded by the rules and regulations by PENCOM. Then access to lump sum at retirement is also there.
All right. Thank you very much for that. Another enlightening session on the personal pension plan. I'm sure everyone would agree with me that everyone, if not, I would say everyone actually, can now have a pension account because even minors can now have a pension account. And so once again, we encourage us to make sure that we educate our loved ones home and abroad on the fact that they can now save for their retirement. It's no longer restricted to just the formal sector. Now, the informal sector can now participate in the contributory pension scheme. And even for formal sector workers, beyond the contribution, beyond the statutory contribution, you can now make additional contributions to further plan or to better plan for your retirement. Thank you very much, Doyin, for that session. Okay, with that, we're gradually coming to the end, but first we want to take our Q&A sections. And so we would be taking the questions we have so far. If you still have questions, please drop them in the Q&A, but using the Q&A button at the bottom of your screen. And for those on YouTube, please drop your questions on the live chat. Our personnel are capturing these questions and we'll be attending to them right away. Okay, so moving on right now to the Q&A session, I have a question from Emmanuel. Okay, so Emmanuel is asking that how do Nigerians abroad register with Crusaders pensions, and then at age 50, how many percent the contributor entitled to? Okay, so for Emmanuel, I don't know if you're referring to the FCY, that's the foreign currency, or the personal pension. So if you can just let us know which of them you're referring to so that we'll know which to address the question to. Thank you, Emmanuel. Okay. So someone is asking, this is for the personal pension plan. We have a question here. This is for Toyin. And the person wants to know, are contributions to a personal pension plan tax deductible or tax advantage? That is, what tax benefit will they get if they partake in the personal pension plan?
Contributions in personal pension plan reduce your taxable income. Money you contribute to PPA is tax deductible, actually, and that's the beauty of it. This means the amount you save is removed from your income before tax is calculated. I hope I've answered that question.
Okay, thank you for that. I'm sure that person understands better that, or got that right here. So we'll head over to Folaromi. We'll be taking questions for the foreign currency pension now. Okay, so someone is asking, which foreign currencies are typically available? That is USD, pounds, euro, and how can I choose the best? So I think this person needs to understand what currency they can remit the foreign country pension in.
I'm sorry, let me take that again. That if US dollar is the underlying currency, however, if you have US dollar, thank you.
Okay. So the remittance it can be done only in dollars. So even if you earn in other currencies, you have to first convert whatever currency you're earning in first to dollars before you can then be part of the foreign currency pension. Thank you for that. Okay. So we didn't get his name, but the person says, please, I joined late. I'm based in UK. Can I open a foreign pension account in Nigeria? Falarami, that would be for you. Falarami, are you there? So this person would like to know. The person is based in the UK and would like to know if he or she can open a foreign pension account in Nigeria.
Definitely. Yes, the person can do so. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So yes, you can open a foreign pension account in Nigeria despite being in the UK, and this applies to everyone all over the globe. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, we have a question here. Can we contribute in pounds as well? I think he has answered that already. We already have the answer for that. Okay, so we have this. This is off our topic for today, but of course we would take the question. So this person wants to ask. It says, "Thanks for this enlightening session. Please, can RSA be used as a collateral for a mortgage facility or loan?" We would have Toyin answer that for us.
You cannot use your RSA for collateral for loan or mortgage, but you have a provision now that you can access mortgage through your pension plan. So you can, there's no reason or no way that you can use your pension as collateral. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Someone is asking what's the meaning of AVC. It was mentioned during the session. So AVC means additional voluntary contribution. Additional voluntary contribution. That's what it means. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so we have some questions from YouTube. Yes, we have some questions from YouTube. Okay, this one is a comment. It says, I've made inquiry on this personal pension 2 years ago in one of our branches, but I was told it doesn't exist. I am glad to get this. I'm in. How do I go about it? Already have an RSA. Okay, so if you already have an RSA, let me have to answer that. This person already has an RSA and wants to be part of the personal pension.
Fantastic. Since you already have an RSA, you don't need to open any other RSA fund again. You can convert your RSA to personal pension plan and start contributing. So you don't need any other, because that PIN is unique to you and it is for life until your retirement, until your demise. So you don't need to open any other RSA account again. So that PIN is yours.
From YouTube, this person wants to know, what is the least amount one can pay monthly? So this person is specifies if it's the FCY or the PP, but I would assume that it's the PPP, that is the personal pension plan.
For personal pension plan, the amount you're paying does not have any limitation. Like I mentioned earlier, you can pay 100,000, 200,000 at your convenience, to your income. But when you make a single lodgement of 5 million naira, it is our responsibility as pension fund administrator to ensure that we report this to financial institutions to ensure that it's not a money laundering thing. But you can pay any amount that you can afford to pay. It's very convenient.
Thank you for that. Still on the personal pension plan. So Toyin, this is still for you. Okay, so this person is saying, what is the expected percentage from employer and employee?
Well, I want to say, if this person is actually asking me for normal RSA, but probably you are in the formal sector, it is 18% for both retirement savings account, but for you as employer, 8% your employer will pay 10% of basic housing transport allowances, while you as employee, 8% of your basic housing transport allowances is part of your pension plan, making it 18% altogether.
Okay. For that, Toyin, still for you, Toyin, seems we have a lot of questions on the personal pension plan. It's very interesting plan, because I mean it opens up pension access for everybody. So it's expected that we have a lot of questions. And so this person is saying, thanks for the explanation on the PPP. Does this mean a person out of formal employment can now do voluntary contribution without an employer ID?
Fantastic. That's the beauty of it. You can be part of a PPP without employer ID. That's why it's called personal pension plan now, because you can actually make payment from your post. And no, Nigerians love money, and everybody wants to retire the way they desire. So please make sure your fund is robust. By the time you retire, inconvenience, you just having alert every month, so you can retire. I mean, you can contribute and remit from your personal post without employer ID. That's the beauty of this new personal pension plan.
Okay, thank you for that. We have one for the FCY. This is from YouTube. So he or she is asking, how can I register for the foreign currency? I already have my RSC. This person already has his or her RSC account, and then now wants to start the foreign currency. So he's asking, how can I register?
Well, for FCY, this is the foreign currency limited contribution plan is a different fund, and definitely it has to it's called Fund 7, and then the person must also have a domiciliary account if the person is based in Nigeria. However, if the person is not based in Nigeria, then the person can do transfer through the non-resident Nigerian account. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that, Folarami. I believe that answers the question. Another question for the personal pension plan. So this person is asking, can an employee who resigned or got sacked, can he or she continue his or her pension in a new place of work or private business? So the person is saying, if he or she changes job or transitions from being an employee to an entrepreneur, can he or she continue the personal pension plan?
Thank you very much. That's one of the beauty of personal pension plan that I just mentioned in my presentation. If you are sacked or you're no more working and you're your own, this plan is for you, basically, because this plan is to...
Yes, please register with us today and let us help you have a better retirement. Thank you for that, Toyin. Okay, so this is for someone who needs to do the data recapture, though it's off our topic, but of course, especially for those of us who are here to do data recapture, to do all of this, you will need to do the data recapture exercise. So for this person, please feel free to engage the PenCom platform to do your data recapture. And then if you need further assistance, you can reach us
so you can be part of personal pension
via email info@crusaderpensions.com or visit our website www.crusaderpensions.com. Okay, so I'm sure we've had personas already answering some questions live on the Q&A session. And so we would just take other ones that are yet to be answered, even as we prepare to wind up this session. Okay, this is for the foreign currency pension. So Folarami, this is for you. This is a retiree, and he or she wants to know if he or she can partake in the foreign currency pension.
Yeah, definitely. Basically, when you are interested, if you're interested in this fund, it's just to open a retirement savings account with a license on pension and PFA, like Crusader Sterling Pension, and then submit required documents, including your NIN, valid international passport, and the next of kin details. If you are, I mentioned that before, if you are based abroad, you open a non-resident Nigerian ordinary account. And if you reside in Nigeria, open a domiciliary account with a bank linked to your pension fund custodian. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for answering that, Folarami. Okay, we have a question here. Sure, I don't want to miss it. We're getting your questions. We want to be sure that we are not answering one that has already been answered already. So, okay, this person is asking, who is a regulator and does this plan attract any periodic benefits? Okay, so our regulator is PenCom, National Pension Commission. However, I will hand over to Toyin to explain the benefits, once again, explain the benefits of the personal pension plan. So just in case you joined in late or you didn't get it then, this is another opportunity to listen to the benefits of the personal pension plan, which, like we said, applies to both formal and informal sector workers. So please, Toyin, can you take us once again on the benefits of the personal pension plan to everyone listening?
Thank you very much. Personal pension plan evolves around if it's the fact that it's a sure run the way you run 3, 5, 6, having stable income coming to you because you've invested and your fund have been grown over time. And also tax benefit is also there. Then flexible in making payment, at your convenience, the amount you can afford to pay. You don't have to stress yourself or overstress yourself. And the beauty of personal pension plan is the fact that we have 2 means of withdrawal. Contingent withdrawal. That one is saying that while you are still even contributing and still working, you can access 50% of that fund after steadily paying for a period of 3 months. Your first withdrawal after 3 months. Let's say, like I mentioned earlier, January, February, March, you have been contributing. By April, you can access 50% of your fund and all the interest that are accrued. Then it's also safe and being regulated by our pension commission. So your fund is safe, your fund is growing, it assures you of retiring not into poverty. Then even your family members are protected, even at your demise. Whatever you have in your personal assessed by your beneficiary. That's it. And even after retirement, you have steady income coming in for you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that, Toyin. Still for you, Toyin. So this person is asking, Inkuru Oyima is asking, after contribution in the personal pension plan, how do you access your fund after retirement?
After retirement.
After you are still working, let's say you didn't even withdraw any contingent fee, you can imagine how huge your fund will be if you are with us based on our track record of return on investment. So you're going to have huge fund at your retirement. You can really collect all you have in your personal pension plan to take care of your old age. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Adeyemi is asking, what is the benefits? We've addressed that already, but maybe just to compare, the person wants to do comparison between RSA and PPP. So just very briefly, to just
say RSA and PPP. So just very briefly,
I would say RSA and PPP. However, your PPP is to boost whatever you have in your RSA account. RSA account is contributory pension scheme, whereby your employer is deducting from your basic housing allowance 8%, and they are paying 10% for you, total sum of 18%. That is the desire of your heart to ensure that your fund grow much and better than what your employer is contributing for you. So you have not decided from your own purse to be adding maybe 10,000 on a monthly basis, on a weekly basis, on a daily basis, or to be adding 100,000, or to be adding 200,000.
Okay, so still we're gradually rounding up because we know we have to go back to our jobs or our businesses. And so, okay, this person wants to know, how are benefits paid out at retirement? Lump sum, annuity, or a combination of both? This should be for you too.
Savings account or for personal pension plan. For personal pension plan, you access your 50% of your contribution. However, for retirement savings account, we have two main mode of exiting the plan. Is either through annuity via insurance or program withdrawal with your PFA, pension fund administrator. For pension fund administrator, you collect your lump sum at retirement, which is 25%. When you retire, the balance of your fund will be spread over pension plan. You'll be collecting your fund as if you are still working. You'll be getting a lot. For instance, in Consider Steady Pension, we have a specific date of the month where we pay our retirees and they smile to the bank and they get their fund. However, if you decide to go to annuity, your fund will leave us as a PFA. We go to insurance company, you are buying insurance with insurance company. So annuity is no more with us and is with insurance company. They will also have their own plan and their template and everything, they are governed by NICOM. So all your retirement savings will be with them. And according to the laws and rules and regulations of NICOM, your fund will be managed by insurance company. But if you decide to go with personal program withdrawal, your fund will be with us. We pay you the first lump sum, 25%. Then your balance based on your gender, your age, your fund that you have with us that we have grown over time will now be spread over for you till your demise. That is program withdrawal.
Okay, thank you very much for that. We're gradually rounding up. And so this is another question, although this is not on the topic for today, but this person wants to know the difference between annuity and program withdrawal. So I'll have Tony answer that.
Like I've mentioned earlier, the difference between program withdrawal and annuity is the fact that we as pension fund administrators still handle your program withdrawal payments. While when you go to annuity, your fund has gone to insurance company, you are buying insurance, and your fund will totally leave us and go to annuity where they have their regulatory body as NICOM. So your program, monthly payment and everything will be coming from that insurance company. But for us, for program withdrawal, we handle your payments on a month.
Thank you very much for that. And with that, we need to start wrapping up, and then we'll be ending today's session. But of course, our contact details have been dropped in the chat session. And so please feel free to reach out to us via any of our platforms. Our phone numbers, our emails, our social media, as well as our websites are also there, and also via WhatsApp as well. So for those who would like to begin on any of the plans, whether the foreign currency pension or the personal pension plan, please feel free to reach out to us via any of these channels. Our personnel would attend to you, and you can be sure that you'll be on your way to planning better for your retirement. So I want to appreciate once again our speakers for the enlightening session. Thank you for the value shared. And for everyone who has taken our time to join us today, we want to say thank you very much. At Crusaders Sterling Pensions, we are committed to helping you better plan for your retirement. And this webinar is one of the many ways we do that. As we wrap up, we encourage you to make sure that you access or you take part in any of those pension plans based on your preference or your current situation, and thereby planning better for your retirement. Finally, thank you once again for your participation. We look forward to attending to your inquiries via any of our platforms. And also the replay will be available on YouTube. So after we wrap up the session, please feel free to watch the replay at any time on our YouTube channels via at CS Pension on YouTube. Thank you very much, everyone. Do enjoy the rest of your day. And thank you once again.